guys, welcome to episode 15. From last week, we barely touched on the K-Guard entries, so unless there's some live questions, I thought maybe we go back to the K-Guard entries. What do you guys think, huh? Aaliyah's giving me 2 thumbs up. By the way, guys, Aaliyah without an H, just so you remember. I know my phone always autocorrects, so Aaliyah with an H. It's without, no, Aaliyah, no H.
I was going to put it in my bio.
Yeah, Aaliyah, no H. Guys, let's talk about K-Guard. It's a it's one of my favorite guards. To me, it's not so much a guard as it is an entry. I've been using it for a long time, I would say poorly in the early stages, to go into knee bars. And probably 15, 20 years ago, I was using this, again, with mixed results because my entry was decent. It was good timing. I set it up properly, but just it was not clean. I was making some mistakes that we're going to go over today. So hopefully you won't make the same mistakes that I did, and your progress in jiu-jitsu is faster than mine. Wait. How do I make sure mine is fast? I tell you how, guys. I train every day. You got to be obsessed about these things. That's the only way to stay ahead of them. So, guys, let's look at K-Guard entries. We're going to go over 2, and again, guys, I'm going to try to go as much as I possibly can over on YouTube, and then we're going to take up the more details on the app. Again, if you're interested, you still have 3 free days. The app is, you can go silverfoxbjjglobal.com and you can find the link, or you can just go Apple Store or Android Store. So as Craig stands up, right? So as people stand up in my guard, I try to control their posture, be it through their head or the arm. So as he's standing up, I try to keep his posture, and now he basically neutralized the first attack. So there's a whole bunch of mistakes people make. First, the grip should not be kind of weak, should be strong grip. Make sure you control the leg. But most importantly, guys, you want to kind of be able to hang by my right ankle. This is the biggest mistake people make. They kind of like, you can see how my hips drop. So right now I'm actually below his knee, all right? So again, there's a lot of mistakes how people make in the entry. So I'm going to try to go into a good entry. This is about as perfect of an entry as I can make, especially with heel hooks. This, guys, you could literally finish the guy with no hands, all right? So again, let's do it again. Let's do it a little bit faster, and then we're going to go over some of the mistakes. So Craig is in my guard. He decides to stand up and try to pass my guard. I go into, and now this is done, okay? The other way is he's on his knees in my guard, and he stays down. Let's rotate. Yep. So again, maybe I'll go into a perpendicular armbar. He rips out, and then I'm going again. So these are the 2 K-Guard entries. They're some of my favorites, but there's a lot of mistakes people make going into it. So let's go through them. First one is, you got to make sure you're able to go in. So your grip, the scoop grip on the leg, needs to be solid. It cannot be like wishy-washy. That's one. So let's start with the standing. Then we're going to go into. So as Craig stands up, my grip needs to be solid, right? 2, I need to make sure you anchor yourself here. This needs to also be solid. If you watch what happens to my hips if I flex my right ankle, you literally start to fall. This is what allows you to control that leg. 3. Did I skip a number, or am I?
You're good. 3.
3. If I can, guys, I want to be inside. If I can, That's not going to be up to you so much as up to him. Depends where his shin. If his shin is a lot closer, you're not going to get your head inside. All right? But I'd like to have head inside. I will swim in front. And now, I don't really care which way he collapses. If the leg is straight, I go for a knee bar. If the leg bends, I go for a heel hook. With the gi, if the leg bends, I have to go for an ankle lock, right? Or toe hold. But so, again, the biggest mistake people make, so stand up for me for a second. The biggest mistake people make is not setting it up properly, right? So they basically attack. So instead of setting it up, they, even when the guy's already standing, they attack. This is kind of easy for him to counter. So I usually attack the upper body. This allows me to anchor myself. Now, if you cannot get your head inside, guys, this is going to be weak. I'm not saying you cannot knee bar somebody with this. You can. But this is going to be weak. You need to go all the way to the other cheek. That's what is the most important aspect of going into it when your head is not on the inside. Why do I want my head on the inside? Any guesses?
Pivot. You can go either way.
Yes. So, this is very important, right? So, again, as Craig starts to stand up, tries to pass my guard, gets his hands in the middle, tries to posture up, no problem. So, if I can get my head to the inside, I can rotate in any direction. Okay? I can rotate on a left, on that plane, left or right. Okay? With my head on the outside, generally speaking, I can only go one direction.
We have two questions.
Yes.
A little off topic, but
It's a live show, so those take priority, guys.
Yeah.
You know the format by now.
We have a question from Justin Fora. Can you break down the, I might be mispronouncing it, can you break down the Suloev stretch? Suloev.
Suloev? That sounds like a Russian name, Aliyah. I'm very disappointed in you. That you
Cicadas are coming in me.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, maybe you can clarify.
So maybe you can clarify, because, guys, there's in Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm not like some people get very angry about, you know, you using different term from everybody else. And a lot of times it's a 3-stripe white belt or blue belt. This is what this is. Really, I was training Jiu-Jitsu before you were born. How would you know? I don't really care what you call the technique, as long as I can understand what it is. And if I do, then I can fix it, or sort of analyze it if I don't know. So I am not familiar with the term. Maybe you can try to explain a little bit better, so that way, if not, send me a link so I can look at it and we can address it next time. Yes.
Yes, while we wait for that.
See, that's the benefit of talking long enough. You get an answer in the meantime.
We didn't
get an answer?
Sorry, we have another question. Time is flying though, but from Matt Chu. Hey Fox, love your split guard DVD.
Thank you.
I am having a hard time landing it on somebody that is withdrawing his arms constantly from closed guard. What are some more ways to secure the armpit grip?
It's all in the guard opening. It's all in the guard opening. But, you know, at some point, people will find out what you're doing. They're going to do everything in their power to defend it. But they're always giving you something else. They're always giving you something else. But it's all in the guard opening. So, if his hands are on me, I'm not going to go into split guard. I need to clear them, right? So how do I clear them? I lift my hips up. Clear. As I'm dropping them, I clear it. Now, right now, I don't have it, but look, I'm going to use no hands. It's all in the guard opening. If he retracts, no problem. So again, lift your hips up as a, so right now it's, yeah, keep them solid, right? So right now, when my hips are down, it's hard to clear. I lift them, and as I'm lifting them, I'm moving him forward, right? But at the same time, I'm squeezing my inner thighs. I go to the side. I control his posture, right? If I feel I can scoop in with my leg, and now I'm ready to go into split guard. But if he withdraws, I don't really care. I hit this so often, it's not even funny. You go into reverse triangle. So basically, don't forget, you need to, if the guy is squashing your technique, whatever it is, this doesn't have to be split guard, it could be anything else. If the guy is squashing your technique, he's giving you entries into something else. So look for those patterns. You just need to sort of, the first step is, as he's starting to counter it, you got to figure out, okay, am I doing it not well enough? And that's a good possibility. Then you need to play around with it and try to hone it, polish it, and make it good. But let's assume after a while, the guy starts to take his arm. That's okay. They're giving you something else. See it. Okay, what is he? And if you don't know, guys, don't send me a clip, 45 minutes. Hey, Fox, I'm having a hard time. Here's me rolling with my 18 friends in span of 45 minutes. I'm not going to look at 45-minute videos, guys. But if you send me a short clip, hey, here's a perfect example of what I'm missing. I'll look at it, we'll analyze it. We'll fix it next week. All right? So send me a clip. Did we get an answer on the Suloev stretch?
Not from him, but we did have Tony Notap that said he believes it's when someone has their back in the standing position and the person that has their back reaches between the legs and goes for a knee bar. So Craig will be on your back and you reach behind and you get the knee bar.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. You understand what?
You're going to take Fox's back.
Huh?
You're going to take...
He's going for the knee bar.
For the knee bar?
Yeah. I'm not sure who's getting stretched the first.
Or is it the one where you actually on like this?
Oh, with
Yeah,
one
4 points. Yeah. Ass up. So, is it this one? I believe it might be this one. Where you going into the knee bar. Are you ready for that, Craig?
Sure.
So what does he want? The answer to how do you escape
You're
this?
going for the knee bar?
Yeah.
So I'm on your back.
Mm-hmm.
Stay steady, right?
I'm steady.
But you gotta roll.
Roll onto you.
There's only one way to go. I believe you're looking at this one, right? This is. So are you asking how Craig gets that?
He's just, yeah.
What was the question? How do you get out of this?
Can you break down the solo?
Suloev stretch. Oh, okay. So it's a good one, guys. What happens is when he has a very strong stance, which Craig didn't. Not this. This. Right? Very strong stance. And he's trying to... So his legs are already somewhat extended because especially in MMA, this is very, very effective. Or in, NoGi, especially if the guy's not wearing a rash guard, this is pretty easy to shake somebody off. And if given enough time, you're gonna shake it off. So. Let me show again. So, good base, shake. If you hear, that's not a good base.
Trying to figure that out.
Olivia, do you have another shot of espresso for him, please? All right.
You want me to do the shape too?
Yeah. So I'm starting to lose it, right? So when I start to lose it, you can either reach or through is even better. So I start to reach. The guy has no option. Are you okay, Craig?
Yeah, that's one my hand gets.
Yeah, let's not break your arm. So from here, so basically it's taking advantage of the guy's sort of defensive, which is very sound, by the way, and it's very effective. But if you, I used to do also a little bit different variation. Instead of attacking the leg, attacking the arm. All right, so there's another way also. But it requires for the guy to really have a good solid base. So when you start to feel like, oh sorry, you start feel like you're gonna start to lose it. You can attack the arm as well. So the limbs are available if the guy basically makes a very strong stance. It's misery, but it's a viable attack.
We are running out of time. Just before we go, Adolfo had a really good idea. Can the next show just be a game show of Fox trying to figure out moves from randomly?
I'm game for it. You know, and unfortunately, when I had Enrique used to know some of these obscure names because I think he spends a lot more time on Instagram than I do. I know some of these guys, you know, maybe big names in wrestling or whoever popularized it. You know, I've had guys get very upset again. Oh, that's not this. This is. Again, I don't care what you call it. If I can understand what you're asking. Again, I mean, look at Iron Fist, right? NoGi, Ezekiel, Diesel, Squeezle, Iron Fist. I'm sure there's other names for it. The lateral knee bar that I've been playing with for a long time. I forgot what it was called. Something. I forgot. Somebody just hit it. There's different names for it, and I don't care what you use as long as you can explain it to me in a way that I can then try to give you an answer to your question. Guys, I will see you either on the app side in a minute, less than a minute, in a few seconds, or I will see you next week.